Starfield. Not a fan. Not a fan, unfortunately. This is my initial impression of the game. I hope you find it useful. Now, first thing I want to mention that I really wanted this game to be great, and I never played a lot of it. I played 15 hours, and I think that's perfectly fine to give you my initial impression. Many of you are going to retaliate by saying that that's not enough. You need to play at least 50 hours now to get some good idea of a game. However, if a game fails to hook you up, to grab your attention in the first 15 hours, then we can all agree that there's some kind of a problem with the game. And in my opinion, there's a lot of problems with Starfield. Definitely this is not the game of the year. 100% not the game of the year. If I have to compare it to Baldur's Gate 3, the latter is much better, much better. But the thing is, not saying that the game is trash. It isn't. Definitely this is not a super bad game. It is a decent game which has one major flaw. It doesn't excel in anything. It doesn't give you anything really unseen or unheard of. The only really good thing about this game is the freedom that you have. However, this freedom often boils down to two things that I didn't enjoy to the game, and I'm going to explain to them in a second. So in a way, you have freedom to do things, but the things that you are doing at the end of the day are not really that exciting, at least for me. Now, let's start first by the fact that Starfield has a super slow start. The first 4 or 5 hours are super boring due to many reasons. The first reason is the fact that the game has not really interesting storyline. I have to be real. I didn't enjoy the storyline. In this particular case, I'm on Mars. I'm running on Mars, and the reason why I'm on this planet is because I'm following a side quest. I decided that I have to drop the main quest, the main storyline, because I simply didn't enjoy it. Why this thing happened, I don't know. Probably because the voice acting in the game is not really that great. For instance, I don't care about my companions, even though they're immortal. I simply don't care about them. I don't care about any NPC that I meet on the way, any NPC that I have to interact with. Again, they feel soulless. Probably it's the voice acting, I don't know. But point being, nothing is interesting in the game. I don't care about anybody. And this is weird. For instance, in Baldur's Gate 3, I was caring about... I even enjoyed one of the villains, to be honest. So I was caring about all of my companions. I wanted to finish their quest because I wanted to see what's going to happen. Here, I couldn't care less. I just have Sarah as a companion. I have other companions in the ship, but they are just there like a body, like I don't care about them. Good thing about Sarah is that she's immortal, so she can be my tank if I have to fight somebody. And speaking of fighting, that's the second thing, the second big thing about Starfield that I didn't enjoy. Fighting in this game is still soulless. There will be cases where you will shoot somebody from that range, and you, let's say, shoot 20 or 30 times in the chest, and nothing is going to happen. They're not going to react to the bullets. Super weird. My general perception of fighting in this particular game, it feels like I'm actually playing a shooter from 2015, where I'm just shooting somebody and sooner or later they die. That's it. There is nothing special. Again, Starfield delivers a generic fighting experience. There is nothing extraordinary. There is nothing unique. You cannot say, oh my god, I played Starfield and fighting was really cool. You cannot say that. It's a general fighting experience, nothing special. In a way, again, the biggest problem with the game, it doesn't excel anywhere. Hey guys, a quick remark which I forgot to mention. Actually, there is one thing that I really liked about the fighting in the game, and this is the fact that you can choose from a big variety of guns. More or less that's it. And you can, by the way, modify the guns. So in a way, again, a freedom to choose your weapon is really good. And more or less that's it, at least for me. Now, I can say the same from the spaceship fighting, because if you want, you can fight in space with your ship. I kind of like fighting on the ground better than fighting in my ship, which is incredibly clunky and clumsy. I didn't really enjoy it, not one bit. So in a way, I don't like the story. The characters feel soulless, probably due to the bad voice acting or something, I don't know. And the fighting is nothing special. So far, again, we get to the main issues with the game. It delivers a generic, good experience, but nothing special. There's nothing that I want to touch on. The game has a lot of bugs, but that's kind of normal for the new releases, let's be real. There are other issues with the game that are more concerning to me compared to the bugs. For instance, the inventory system, super bad. And why on earth we don't have a map? We don't have a map in this game. There's only a map of the planets, but there is, for instance, if I want to see a map of the terrain of Mars right now, I want to see where exactly I am, I cannot really do that. It gives me a map of the planet. It's super bad. And on top of everything, there is another thing that I really hate about Starfield, and that's the fact that every single time when you out-tap the game or you go to your inventory, the game actually pauses. For instance, if you run like this, you're going to lose oxygen, as you can imagine. And to basically recover the oxygen, you have to stop. As you can see, the oxygen level goes up. So if I run for a really, really long time and I exhaust my oxygen supplies, I have to wait for about 10 seconds or 15 seconds for the oxygen to recover. Now, the problem with that is that you have to stop and wait like this. You have to stop and wait like this. You cannot go to inventory, for instance, if you want to search for something, because if you do that, the game pauses. So if I exit my inventory, you see nothing changed. You cannot alt-tab, for instance, if you want to Google something or similar stuff, because once you alt-tab, the game will pause. And on top of everything, another thing that I hate about the game is that if you go somewhere and you collect a lot of stuff, which you want to sell on later stage, you will get overburdened sooner or later. And if you're overburdened, you cannot fast travel. Why? And believe me, in this game, you want to fast travel. And you want to fast travel because if you don't, you have to go through this useless open space that doesn't give you anything. At least it never opened anything special here. In very rare cases, you're going to find some kind of a monster and you fight it, but in the general case, there is nothing. Seriously, nothing here. So you have to run through this field for about, 5-10 minutes until you get to a place where you can actually do something. So fast traveling is always the way to go. And because you want to recover your oxygen, you just have to stay here and wait. Super, super annoying. But anyways, at the end of the day, if I have to summarize, Starfield is not a bad game. However, it is just not my game, unfortunately. There's a lot of issues in the game that I don't like. I don't like the general fighting. I don't like the fighting in space. The whole story is hollow for me. I don't like the NPCs. I don't like the companions. They just feel empty and pointless. And they're immortal on top of everything. So yeah, if I have to grade the game up until now, after 15 hours of gameplay, I'll probably give it 6.5 out of 10. Again, above average, but nothing special. I hope you found this video useful, guys. Please let me know in the comment section. How do you feel about the game? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? And yeah, see you next time. Take care.